and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Tuesday, April 24th, 2018. Just want to read our disclaimer quickly. Trading stocks is a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice, not making any recommendations, always for your further homework. Good morning, Sue here. Hope you had a great weekend. It's a busy Tuesday morning, so with that, let's get straight into today's video. If you know me, you know I always start my videos off with a look at the Russell Index. I always want to make sure that before I put any new names forward for my watch list, I'm putting them forward in a rising market environment. And I use the Russell Index as my simple proxy for that, specifically the IWM, which is the ETF that represents the Russell 2000. And I like to step back and take a look at it on that big picture 5-year monthly time frame. So here we are so far for the month of April. Bullish orientation so far. We've got a handful of days, trading days left in the month, so we'll see how it ends up. Here is the prior March, February, January. The price action's been a bit wonky. I'm going to put my drawings back in so you can better see. Areas of support and resistance. So we're kind of ignoring these two lines down here for now. This is long-term support, medium, and we're really kind of focusing in on this area here, the pink line and this most important line, this black diagonal, which is the most important line on the chart, and the blue that we drew in several weeks ago. So the black line's important because it held price in through all of 2017, and then price popped up and out on the monthly chart, and it stayed up and above that black diagonal line until February, the red candle where it bled below, and March struggled. So we'll see if April can end up and resolve the tug of war and end up higher. We will see. I'm going to move it away from the 5-year monthly to the 2-year weekly. And here's the same wedge, same black diagonal line. You can see price meandering around this area of support resistance. We got a candle. I was looking for a candle that opened and closed up above my black diagonal line last week. I got it, but I also got a long wick, so there wasn't a lot of conviction. Pardon me. But it did break out of our blue wedge, blue line here, and it is up and over the black, but I want to see some real follow through and a nice bullish candle to end this week. We'll see if we get it. I'm going to move it over to the 6-month daily. There's the blue line that we drew in saying, look, if the Russell's going to continue higher, it's going to have to get through the blue, up and over the black, and that's where we are. Looks like we're going to get a positive open this morning. So with price strength in the Russell continuing, it's up and over the blue 8-day EMA, and we did have that weekly candle that closed up and over our black diagonal line last week, but remember it had the long wick, so we want to make sure this week we get follow through that is more positive. But with a positive open this morning and the Russell trading up and over the 8-day EMA, I'm adding a new name to my watch list this morning. And that chart that I wanted to feature for you this morning is Teck Resources, ticker symbol TECK. This is a dual listed Canadian company. We are looking at it on the US side. It trades on the New York Stock Exchange. Before I get into the chart, let me tell you a little bit more about the company. Teck Resources operates as a diversified mining and mineral processing company. As I said, they're based in Canada. They're one of the bigger players. At Chart of the Day Cafe, I'm all about the fundamentals underneath my charts. I specifically look for value and growth, and Teck Resources has a really nice high value score with a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 25%, a current PE of 9.09, and it pays a small dividend of 0.62%. So those are the metrics that I primarily look for in an uptrending stock. So with that, let's get into the chart. We're looking at the 2-year weekly. You can see that it consolidated for a long time in this area, but it broke up and over in a long-term uptrend. So the 2-year is, for the most part, higher. Consolidated, broke through, it's come in to resettle in this area. They announced earnings this morning, that's why I'm putting it forward. Earnings were good. So let's get into this area here, move away from the 2-year weekly to the 6-month daily. And I look for price being up and over the blue 8-day EMA. Specifically, what I look for is a 3 and 8 cross Just to keep it super simple, I'm going to zoom in. So I'm looking for the pink, which is the 3 EMA, to cross up and over the blue, and I want to see it stay up and over the blue. It looks as though, with Teck's positive earnings this morning, that in a continued strong market environment, we're getting a strong open. Should the day resolve itself to the upside, I would be looking for Teck Resources to start to bounce here and resume that uptrend and bounce off of this area of support. We will see. Along with my new watch list pick, I also like to take a look at the sector that it's in, and for that we're looking at IYM, which is the ETF for the basic materials sector. On the 2-year weekly chart, you can see, like Teck, it's in an uptrend overall, up and over this area of support but we want to make sure that it stays up and over that area and continues that uptrend. I also like to take a look at seasonality, and for that I go to equityclock.com. Excellent site, really can't say enough about it. And here is the seasonal chart for Teck Resources. You can see that it does come into that period of seasonal favor at this time of year and pretty much maintains it through the balance of the year. No guarantee that happens this year, but always nice to know about. Also, I'm going to include a link to this article. Zach's article, Is Teck Resources a Great Stock for Value Investors, dated April 12th. Pretty positive article. And finally, I like to spin over to finviz.com and see if I've got analyst support for my new watch list pick. And as you can see, Teck Resources has had a recent upgrade. Also, plenty of other pretty interesting articles about Teck here. So always good to know that you've got a recent upgrade with your new pick as well. And so to quickly recap, let's go back and check the boxes. I started today's video with a look at the Russell Index, and I note that overall the Russell is back in that uptrend and backing up and over that black diagonal line. Having said that, last week we started to see price weakness come in this area, so we want to be extra careful here. But looks like the futures are off to a pretty good start, so hopefully we'll get a good solid day. But with price up and over the 8-day EMA, we are putting that new chart forward. We looked at the sector that Teck Resources is in, the IYM, which is the Basic Materials ETF. We note that it's in an uptrend on the 2-year chart and at an area of possible support. We looked at the chart for Teck in an uptrend on the 2-year chart and at an area of possible price strength continuation. It's got a great value score. It's got an excellent growth score with a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 25%, small dividend yield of 0.62%. It does not have that 3 and 8 EMA cross that I look for yet, so this is left unchecked. Having said that, they announced earnings this morning. They were pretty positive, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see a nice lift and perhaps that 3 and 8 cross in the next day or two. It's got seasonality in its favor, analyst support with that recent upgrade, a current PE of 9.09, and announced earnings today, this morning. Thank you for watching today's video. As a reminder, these videos go out every Tuesday and Thursday morning. Hope you have a great next couple of days. Next video on Thursday. Thanks again.